But first, we turn to an incident just a mile or so down the road at Didcot Power Station.
Yes, protesters from Greenpeace broke in early this morning and scaled the 200-metre chimney. They then chained themselves to conveyor belts. Didcot is a coal-fired station, and this is a protest against global warming. Prime Minister, obviously we know you want to stop global warming as well, but a spokesperson from Greenpeace has a question for you. This is what he had to say.
Prime Minister, thanks so much for taking my question. On Monday, you described climate change as a catastrophic threat to our civilization. Now, since then, about 60,000 tonnes of CO2 has been emitted into the atmosphere up this smokestack alone. That's about the same amount as the 29 least polluting countries in the world put together. And of course, with this power station, about 2/3 of the energy put into it is immediately lost in the form of waste heat that goes up those cooling towers behind me. So my question really is very simple. How on earth can you claim to be a world leader on climate change when coal-fired power stations that waste 2/3 of the energy still exist in Britain 10 years into new Labour rule?
What's your response to that, Prime Minister?
Well, my response is that I can't shut down all the coal-fired power stations. I mean, we're going to meet our Kyoto targets, the targets for reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. In fact, we'll meet them by about double. We're about one of the few countries that does it. We're putting a huge amount of investment into renewable technology. We probably are actually leading the world in terms of the debate about climate change. But if I shut down all the coal-fired power stations, I shut down 1/3 of the electricity in the country, and I can't do that. So you've got to have some practical measurement of how you proceed, but we are investing in clean coal, carbon sequestration. We're trying to develop a whole series of new technologies that will allow us to deal with this over time. But Britain, Britain, we're 2% of the emissions. If I shut down everything in Britain today, right, all the emissions completely, the growth in the Chinese economy would wipe it out within about 15 months. So we can only do this if we bring in America, China and India, as well as countries like Britain. And,
are you hopeful of bringing them in?
Well, I am hopeful about bringing them in, yeah. But with due respect to our colleague there, I mean, I can't shut down all the coal-fired power stations, no.
Sure. OK, well, let's move on to the main issue tonight, Prime Minister. Tell us